I wish people would stop asking me about it. It was one day ignorant. Who the fuck cares? The one motherfucker that opened his mouth, does he fight me?
No.
Who the fuck cares?
I'm on the undercard.
My job is to beat his son's ass. Before he ever opened up his mouth, my job was to beat his son's ass. Now he opened up his mouth, my job stays the same. It's time to beat his son's ass. It never changed. My job doesn't change.
Somebody's always going to go, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, how you doing, Frank?
Thank you. Nice to see you.
I got
What's going on? Hey, big boy. See you, buddy. How are you? Good thing. Welcome, Amy.
What's up?
Catch you right here with Tuesday. Alright guys, let's just get this real quick.
Where's the team? Where's the team? Somebody hold this. Thank you. Somebody hold my jacket.
Water reserve.
How was the flight, Keith? Gucci. It was good, man.
I heard you flew private. How was that experience?
It's always a blessing, man. It's nice to have good people to support you, man. You know, my dude, he be coming through.
Yeah,
he flew private for the Porter fight. We've been flying private for several fights, man. I'm just happy to have somebody like him on the team, somebody like him that appreciates what I do, and you know, it just is what it is, man. You know, it's nice to have. They say it's nice to have a boat, but it's better to have a friend with a boat. It's nice to have a plane, but it's better to have a friend with a plane.
Is there a bed on that plane?
Nah, but there's a long couch, and your boy slept on that for sure.
Big fight coming up. That Curry's winners over the years, De La Hoya, Trinidad, Mayweather, Pacquiao. Now it's your turn. You're in that big fight. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great, man. You know, as a kid, I've been boxing since I was 7 years old, 28 now, 21 years in the game, man. This is what we've been dreaming of for many, many, many years, man. I mean, it feels like destiny, you know? When you put in so much hard work, everybody knows that you plant a seed, then you have to water the seed, then you gotta watch it grow. But you always have to nurture it for it to be that tree that you want it to be before it really starts to bear fruit. And I feel like I'm a massive tree, and we're just now starting to bear fruit.
You had a little taste of Barclays in your last fight. Great fight. What do you think of Barclays Center, the fight fans in Brooklyn and New York?
Yeah, I mean, Brooklyn, New York, man. I mean, the fight fans, one of a kind. I thought Vegas was where it's at. New York is where it's at, man. The history of New York City, the history of boxing in this city, the love and appreciation they have for fighters is one of a kind. It's always a blessing to come here and perform for the fans of New York.
And just what do you expect that Danny come fight here?
I expect the best, you know, the best of Danny. You know, this is the biggest fight of his career. It's the biggest fight of my career. You know, I hope to see the best Danny Garcia. I felt like I saw the best of Sean Porter, but Keith one-time Thurman, he's going to rise to the top once again.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
So you do feel this is the biggest fight of your career?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, we're in the sports industry, right? So in the sports industry, you look at the stats, you look at the numbers, you look at the facts. At the end of the day, it doesn't get bigger than this. This is a unification bout. Have I ever had a unification bout? No. Have I ever fought an undefeated world champion that's a world champion? No. The closest fight to this for me was when I faced Diego Chavez. Diego Chavez was 22-0, 18 knockouts. He was known to be a powerful puncher. I was 20-0 with 18 knockouts. A powerful puncher. We went toe-to-toe, we clashed, but we were fighting for the interim at that time. And I didn't hold a title at that time. So there's just no comparison as far as this being the biggest fight of my career.
So is your goal to unify the division?
That's the ultimate goal, right? Because it's a blessing right now to have Danny Garcia, undefeated WBC world champion. Keith Thurman, undefeated WBA super welterweight champion. To bring these titles together is something that has only happened so many times in the history of boxing. To have two undefeated champions come toe-to-toe at 147 has only occurred so many times. It's a great opportunity to do this unification bout. The winner is going to be elevated to become that man to beat at 147. But at the end of the day, there is nothing like being the undisputed champion of the world. And I believe for the young fighters, for that next generation, which you guys have been watching, you guys have been tuning in, and y'all know that the time is coming for the new kids on the block to take the forefront of the scene. And that's another thing that this fight is representing, right? But everybody knows that Mayweather, in all of his success, has casted a massive shadow over the welterweight division. And people want to know, who's the next Mayweather? Who's the next cash cow? Who's the next this? Who's the next that? At the end of the day, I don't think that it's going to occur in the same way. Mayweather became who he was with pay-per-view numbers due to his tremendous fight against Oscar De La Hoya. That's who really created Mayweather. I believe that the next superstar in the welterweight division will occur when we unify these titles and you get what you haven't gotten for a long time, which is the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. It will not only be a historical moment in boxing, but it will dismantle the cloud of Mayweather, because it is an accomplishment that Mayweather did not achieve himself. And for whomever the fighter is that gets crowned the undisputed champion of the world, I believe that will be the next superstar. But we are taking one step towards that Saturday night with this clash. Your boy Keith One-Time Thurman and Danny Swift Garcia.
Hey Keith, do you think that you need, after this, a pay-per-view fight like someone like Manny?
Blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah,
I'm saying because you mentioned
Oscar.
Oscar built Mayweather and you put him on that platform.
Pay-per-view is to make money. I don't need pay-per-view. I need 10 million people to see Keith Thurman fight. I need 15 million people to see Keith Thurman fight. I need 25 million people to see Keith Thurman fight, okay? We need to let the American people, we need to get their hearts involved, and we need to make them love boxing once again. That's all we need, man. That's all we need.
Make boxing great again, man. You sound like you're campaigning here for something.
Hey, you know what I mean? Make boxing great again. But the beauty is that boxing has always been a great sport. Mayweather produced money. He was the highest paid athlete out of any other athlete, you know? But at the end of the day, it's just time for there to be a shift, you know? I want to touch as many households as I can touch. I want the kids to see, the ones that come from the gutter, the ones that come from the struggle, the ones that are already fighting in the streets. There's nothing to be made when you fight in the streets. You're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up in prison. You want to do something for yourself? You want to do something for your family? You go to a gym like this right here. You come to the gym, you earn your real stripes here in the ring. And you represent whoever you represent. If you're Puerto Rican, you Puerto Rican. You represent your heritage. You American, you represent your heritage, right? You African, you European, whatever you are, you represent your heritage as a fighter. And that's something that brings people into boxing too, is that they like to see their countryman be successful, you know? Boxing is not known for being anything less than a poor man's sport, because a lot of people that reach success don't come from success. You don't have Harvard grads as the WBA welterweight champion of the world, okay? That's where the doctors, the lawyers, and other people that influence our economy, influence the world, engineers, and they hold their place, right? But no matter what you do in life, you are fighting to survive. Every American, every person all around the world is fighting for their own form of survival. And some struggles are harder than others. But boxing and sports in general is an avenue to get you out of that struggle. It has helped me create a life for myself. It has helped me put food on the table for my family. And it has helped me achieve the goals, my dreams that I've always wanted to achieve ever since I was a little boy. And for that, I'm always going to be grateful to the sport of boxing. And for that, I'm always going to be grateful to my original trainer, Ben Getty, who was the man that raised me in the sport when I was 7 years old. And he passed away when I was 20. But before anybody, he looked me in the eyes and he said, you have what it takes to be champion. And it takes people like that to believe in the kids today. No matter what it is. I don't care if you want to be a poet, a a writer, a reporter, an analyst. It doesn't matter what you want to be. Put in the work, put in the dedication. You too can make your dreams come true. That's what America is all about. That's why I wear red, white, and blue.
Talk about the work you put in, Keith.
I mean, it's 21 years in the game, man. You know, hard work, dedication. You know, there were times where I think I was like 14, 15 years old. I took 8 months away from boxing because the number one thing I'm gonna tell you, if you're interested in getting into boxing, you need to understand that as an amateur, boxing doesn't have seasons. You don't have an on season and an off season. You're gonna come to this gym each and every day and you're gonna be dedicated. And when you don't show up and then you re-show up, coach is gonna ask you, where have you been, boy? What you been up to? How come you weren't here? You know? You might have a good excuse like, my grades were bad, mama didn't let me do this, you know what I mean? She wanted me to do X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. At the end of the day, if you want to be a boxer, you have to dedicate yourself wholeheartedly. And I've done that for 21 years. And like I said, we are now bearing fruit as champion of the world today. And I always have told y'all for many years, I'm not afraid to let it go. If you can beat me, beat me. Why? Why does Keith Thurman not care about getting beat? Because when I train hard. When I step in that ring, I fight hard. I put my heart, my determination, my soul, I put everything on the line. If you're a better man than me, congratulations, I'm gonna shake your hand, you're a better man than me. But I'm gonna hold my chin up high because I still accomplish my dreams and I'm not gonna give up. Fighters are looked at, especially because of the way we get reported and the images and how we get looked at for our performances. When a fighter is undefeated, it's like the stock market. It looks like it's just going up. It's going up. As soon as he gets defeated, now you get to finally see his stock go down, right? But Muhammad Ali got beat.